Hello, everybody. My name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer. Yeah, I know it's a day late. Matches get played on Sundays, and then I don't have time to record before everything gets said and done. So here it is on Monday. It's the quarterfinals recap for Alpha and Gamma. I do have Slick and Zippy here.
Hello.
Hello.
So you guys can see the schedule here. You know who's advanced, who's gone home. Really, we're here to just recap them and talk about it and preview you for the semifinals. So this was a very upset special weekend. I am proud to say that I went 0-4 picking the matches in Gamma. Ian got upset, Acorn got upset, Savage was arguably the second biggest upset behind Ian, and then Spare couldn't capture lightning in a bottle. So I guess whichever one of you wants to talk first, since both of you are, in my mind, on, well, Slick not so much an upset, but at least you both won. If you want to talk about it, I mean,
You can go first, Zippy, if you want.
All right. The match for me at least, I was super stupid worried about he was gonna run the exact same Zard set because it did so much work last time. Ended up pulling out the sub belly drum, which completely caught me off guard, and then I immediately started looking at my team and realizing, oh, nothing lives hits from +6. Thankfully, I had the Scarfed Infernape just fast enough to outspeed if he got to +1, so I was still able to kill the thing with Stone Edge. Thank God. But I almost didn't bring Stone Edge because I didn't run Fire Stab on it this week. I had like Close Combat U-Turn, I had Earthquake for Zeraora, and then I had Stone Edge for Zard. I almost didn't run Stone Edge in order to have fire coverage, but then I'm like, oh no, I need that for... Wait. Oh, I'm mixing them up. No, never mind. I always had Stone Edge. I was debating between Earthquake. Regardless, thank God I had that. And then from there was basically just a game of defensive walls pivoting around. And then I lucked into getting a wish into Infernape on the Rotom because his Rotom came out. I could tell it was a defensive Rotom based on the spread. Didn't have any offense investment. Well, little offense investment. He went for the nasty plot as I threw up a wish with Chimecho, which double healing Chimecho actually ended up putting in work for me. I ended up going into Infernape for just taking what I would assume to be a Leaf Storm because he didn't want to click an electric move because I still had Chomp out. So I went Infernape, ate the hit, came out, went for the U-turn. I almost went not Zard. I keep mixing them up. I'm thinking Zardex, Chomp. I almost went Chomp predicting the Volt Switch, but I didn't want him to predict the Chomp and go for like a Will-O-Wisp or something because Florgs was already burnt. Florgs was low health and that was my Cleric, so I wasn't guaranteed to get it back in and get off the aromatherapy. So I decided to go into the Rotom. He did Volt Switch into his Zeraora, and the last second Scarfed Rotom Bring ended up paying off. Was able to trick the Zeraora, which was a sub bulk up set. I ended up tricking it a Choice Scarf as he went for a bulk up, and then from there, Rotom took another Mon, and then he just kind of forfeited. I was still kind of worried about how I was going to get around that Zeraora late game because I just gave it a Scarf, so Infernape couldn't really deal with it anymore.
yeah,
But,
and that's
yeah, I exceeded my expectations.
and now you get to play Blaze, who has been, all over. Like, he beat Ian early, or lost Ian early, then beat Ian in semis. Quarters. One of only two coaches able to do that, as well
I mean,
as.
as long as my Vileplume doesn't get frozen the first turn, like last time, I should be okay. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't. I'm gonna forego the Black Sludge. I'm bringing a Lumberry.
That worried about it, are you?
I'm so much worried that I'm even gonna bring what's the freeze berry? A spare? I'm gonna bring
Yeah, spear.
Yeah, I'm bringing the Spearberry. I'm not fucking around.
Thanks for getting me past the Copa filter, Zippy.
Oh, whoops.
It's fine. I'm not monetized anyways.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, the forfeit by Savage is very unconventional. Like, I very rarely see him forfeit mid-match. He usually plays it out, but, you know, I understand why he did it. Best of luck. I'm just glad I don't have to play Savage next season, because Savage is getting kicked up to Omega, so...
Nice.
Basically, I'm taking every coach that is better than me and moving them to... Wait, that means Board and I are the only Alpha coach, or Gamma coaches left. Yeah, that would... No. Savage has the skill set to be in Omega, so... I think we'll be moving him up, but... Yeah, Zippy, Zippy has this goal to... Because I told him if he wins Gamma, he's automatically entered into Omega. Because Omega is designed to be that division where it's people that routinely make playoffs, people that have a chip or more type of situation. Like, those are your top two criteria to go into Omega. Then, from there, we'll fill as need be on a skill-based position, and then all that. So, Zippy would automatically move up if he wins Gamma. He's the current Alpha champion. So if he wins Gamma, goes up to Omega, and wins Omega, he will have triple crowned. He will have picked up a win in every single division in WWC, which is a personal goal of his.
You made me aware of it, and now that's all I want. If I lose here, keep me in Gamma. I need to get the Gamma one.
That's not totally my decision. You gotta convince the man that's also in this call with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't make the decision as to where coaches go. I get a say in if Jake wants a coach and I think that I want the coach instead, Jake and I will discuss it. But Slick also gets to decide if the coaches that I'm trying to force feed him are coaches he thinks should be up in that division based on the skill level, or if I'm just trying to get rid of all my competition.
Slick, if I lose, don't pull me, okay? Thank you.
Alright. Hey.
So, Slick, you want to break down you versus the almost two-time champion?
Yeah, sure can. So, this was a rematch again from the regular season, which I ended up winning first time around. And basically, going into this match, I had a very similar game plan to the last time. A very similar win con in my Mega Agron. It was a curse, rest talk, heavy slam set, which put in work last time. And I knew just again, like, it was a bit predictable again, but I knew like he just didn't have much to be able to break it. And he brought a very, well, how do I say it? Mega Agron kind of base team. So yeah, like he brought things like Kartana and Megalopony, which like he didn't bring those two in the first game, and I understand why, because like literally Weezing, Mega Agron, they cannot break through those things at all. And so basically my plan, like, going into this game was to lead Weezing, or no, not lead Weezing, but get Weezing in as early as possible and set up toxic spikes so that I could start wearing his team down, so that he couldn't, like, you know, beat me 1v1. And if I can get a poison on the Cresselia, then it's just even better as well. So
you are not allowed to have Mega Agron ever again, Slick. I'm watching this, like, I have the match up as you're talking through it. You are never allowed to have this thing again.
Oh my god,
that's just disgusting.
Yeah, so this basically the first like part of the match was us kind of pivoting around, feeling each other out. Germanizan was clicking a few buttons for a while. And then at the point when I first send in Agron, I set up a curse. So he goes like straight into his Kartana and he reveals his Sacred Sword, but like it actually doesn't even end up mattering because it still does 28, still does nothing. So I'm able to curse off. We sit there for a while until like eventually get Heavy Slam, kill the Kartana. So goes on for a few turns, and then he goes into Gardevoir, and I'm like, okay, well he has Mystical Fire, so like I don't want to lose my Aggron because it literally wins the game, and I can rest off on things like Cresselia and Regirock. So it's
The salty Lopunny crit. If he had crit you with Kartana.
Oh yeah, if he crit me with Kartana,
the salty crit that didn't matter.
Yeah, true. And the Lopunny comes in, but I'm like, this is not an issue because I just have my Rocky Helmet Wheezing, able to chip this down, and it's getting weakened by poison and everything. And then he goes, yeah, he is just basically on the back foot for like half of this battle because he's just not able to do anything. I get in my Aggron, I get to rest off again, go into Wheezing on the Lopunny once again, and then the Lopunny goes down. So at this point, his main win con is probably Manaphy, which tries to U-turn from Darmanitan because the one is busted. So...
Yeah, we'll revisit Darmanitan for bans. We'll revisit
and then
that.
at this point, turn 33 onwards, I don't even think Aggron switches out. I may be wrong on that, but yeah, very much it stalls out Gardevoir, so it dies. And then we get into this situation where Regirock is like max defense and it has counter, and I'm like, okay, well, I cannot lose that. If I lose my Aggron, I actually lose the game because Darmanitan dies to rocks. Whatchamacallit can't touch it. Hatterene and Seismitoad can't touch it. So I have to kind of play this smart and try and weaken him down. Because if I attack him here and he counters, I die. So it's like not good. So I switch out, trying to force him out, which doesn't end up working for a few turns. So I have to try and knock off his Rocky Helmet as well, which is annoying. So this goes on for like, what, 20 something turns? I don't know. Flick through
I'm
it.
fast forwarding right now.
Yeah, I'm actually just going hyper fast now. But eventually I knock off his helmet it knocks off his helmet, and I can heavy slam now freely until he is in range of 2. I think I have to get up to like plus something. And I just have to play right, and like I have to attack when he's asleep because he revealed no sleep talk, so that was fine. And at this point now, turn 70 onwards, it's pretty much over. Like he can't really do much now. I was worried about my PP running out as well because if Aggron lost all its PP, the Cresselia just won. Like actually, because none of my other mons can kill it, so I had to be wary of that as well.
Yeah, you're lucky that you got a very well-timed crit there on one of those turn 77s heavy slam. Yeah, that heavy slam definitely helped you. So,
but yeah, I was happy with that. I wasn't expecting it to go like that way, but we both knew. Me and Spare both knew like this Aggron set put in work last time, and I just knew like if I brought the same set again, there wasn't really much he could do about it.
He needed to bring like Sacred Fire Entei or something.
If he was thinking of like Specs Entei, but like that just, I don't know, like that was countered by like Seismitoad, and it was just tough for him to kind of work around. My defense, so yeah, it was a good game though. It was tough for me to win.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna pull Acorns real quick and run it at hyper fast. Basically, I really didn't. I was watching this one live, and I wasn't sure if Czech was gonna be able to pull this out, and he did with Corviknight.
Yeah, I think he was telling me in prep that like Corviknight was able to win the game if he could have stalled out the Melmetal pretty easily with the Corviknight, and yeah, that's exactly what happens as well. So I'm not really surprised he won. He tends to do better in playoffs anyway. He tends to save a lot of his stuff for playoffs, so he's just like smart like that. He's
the Psycho Shift Latios was really, really interesting.
Yeah, that was a good tech on his part.
That was a great tech, and I have to commend Acorn. P2 put in a lot of work.
I know, yeah. I think he picked it up like mid-season, and he's really
and
done well
then
with it.
Trick Room with it too. You know, when the Trick Room was up, the Venomoth living one hit, I think, is what might have saved. Because honestly, if that Venomoth had gone down, he probably would have sacked or lost 2 more Mons. But
Yeah, definitely.
crit Thunder Punch nearly seals it. He was definitely banded though on his Melmetal.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was for sure.
Like the fact that he didn't change in superpower when on one of the roosts definitely was a
I
bandit.
get why he was, but at the same time, I feel like that was not great because like if like late game he locked into double Iron Bash or something like this, the Corviknight just set up for free and that was game pretty much once the Vikavolt was down, which like Czech knew going into the game as long as he could get rid of Vikavolt like early on, Corviknight just won whenever it got a free chance to start setting off. Yeah, which was handy.
And then the last match was Ian versus Blaze. I have not seen Ian get this tilted in a long time. First off, the Kecleon set was just
Wild.
amazing. Focus
It
Sash
made
counter.
sense, but I don't know why he was color changed. It didn't really make a difference in the long run.
I think he was color changed because I'm gonna say I think counter is an old move, which means you can't have hidden abilities with counter.
Oh right,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm thinking that's why he was color changed.
Because someone in the Discord tried telling me, "Oh yeah, like counter for stab," and I was like, "What are you on about?"
You're not going to get a stab boost on things like Mirror Coat and
Yeah.
counter. It's literally damage based.
Yeah. But it was a good lead. I'm not sure if he was predicting the stock lead or whatever, but like it worked out anyway. So there you go.
And Electros once again proving just how fat that thing is.
Oh yeah, that's so annoying.
Gets the para, unfortunately, on the Mew. He's got Dragon Tail to phase things out. Like
That was really good tech on the Electros.
Electros is a sneakily, and he was running mixed attack too.
Yeah.
Electros was just such a big problem this game.
And then I don't really understand this play, although I guess it makes sense. So Ian switched out. I think it's turn 16 or turn 17 when he switched to Mew and goes hard Aerodactyl. When the Mew clicks Icicle Crash, I don't really understand that play because I get he was thinking it'll go for knockoff here, but like I would never risk you're pretty much at this point in the game your only win con, and I think like that ultimately lost Ian the game there.
Yeah, and then a crit from Diancie.
Yeah, like Mew can
double
roost
crit,
up,
back to back crit.
Yeah, like the Mew can roost up, yeah, but like Diancie, I don't think it ever sets up and beats Diancie because it does like Diamond Storm does 50%, so like it's not going to beat it at any point.
I don't think he could win the game with Healy, but he definitely was in a position where Healy could have maybe made it a 1-0 instead of a 3-0, but
yeah, like it mattered for differential, but I don't think Ian was ever in a position to win this game once he let his Aerodactyl go down. So
well, and that was just a huge read by Blaze. It was a very risky, like, in that situation, I would have just, probably knocked again. Throwing that Icicle Crash, very risky, and could have been huge.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely smart. Like, in that scenario, I can't say I would have Icicle Crash because I probably wouldn't have. It's like, yeah, I don't want to miss. So it was definitely smart because I think he said something about he was trying to go for the flinch or the para to leave the Mew low because he died to Life Orb anyway, so he'd have gotten Mega Diancie in and gotten a kill.
Yeah, so it was a very interesting finale for Ian. I know
I think Blaze played it really, really well though. He prepped super well.
Yeah, I know Ian's salty, but he's already confirmed, unless this changes his mind, that he's coming back for season 5. So we'll see if he tries to take salty vengeance or not. But that was arguably the biggest upset. So I guess you two have matches still. So Slick, how do you feel having to play your friend? How do you feel playing Ben? I know you wanted to do it in finals, but
I did want to do it in finals. I'm not happy about playing him again because let's play a G-Max, which is not
it's
fun.
the
But
last surviving
fair.
G-Max. Every
It's
other
the last
G-Max is
G-Max left.
gone.
It's the last one left. But to be fair, again, I did win in the regular season. After it's a fun fact. I was like 2-3 playing checkmate, and he was 5-0 at the time, and I was his first loss, and it was my first win after going on that 3-game losing streak. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. It'll be an interesting game because I know him. I think I'm positive against him. I don't think he's ever beaten me actually. Thinking about it now, so I think
That's
if
dangerous
he were,
comment. That's a
yeah,
very dangerous comment.
that's a very dangerous comment. But I think like I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. He's some threats. I have some threats. I'm not really going to give anything away in case he's watching. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. It's always a pleasure playing him. We always have good games.
Yep. You're not gonna pick a winner in this one because obviously you're gonna,
Pick
wanna-
myself.
Yeah. So, Zippy, who do you have?
I have Blaze to fight. Oh, for
No,
this.
no. I mean, for who do you have between Slick and Check?
Let me check the team matchup really quickly. I should have had this pulled up.
It's all good.
The matchup. Slick is Cleveland,
Scavs,
and he's the. I know this.
Cassinian,
Yeah.
the last remaining G-Max versus Galarian Darmanitan.
Ooh, yeah, G-Max Grimmsnarl. Oh.
Also, going back to Check's game
Oh,
versus
it's the War of Darmanitans.
Acorn, he did not D-Max or G-Max that entire game.
Yeah. He brought a full support Grimmsnarl, which was actually really interesting.
Yep.
I get why. It was actually able to keep the Milotic really low, which again was the purpose. He wants to keep Milotic low and keep it from recovering so that Corviknight could win that game, which made sense.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think you're making finals, Slick. The reason behind that for me is one, you talked about the number 1 seed curse because Ian lost, and then the number 2 seed lost, and the number 3 seed actually lost as well.
Mm-hmm.
So high seeds have a losing curse right now, but I also it's the last G-Max, and I think G-Max knows that its days are numbered in WWC, and so as a last-ditch effort, the G-Maxes are going to fall. A Check will give you a rough game. It'll be a good game, it'll be a rough game, but I think the combination of Mega Aggron and Darmanitan might just be too much for even G-Max Grimmsnarl to carry you over.
I think out of the remaining 3, besides myself, obviously, out of the remaining 3 matchup-wise, I think this was my toughest purely because of Grimmsnarl. That thing just claims kill every single time.
True, I'm still inclined to say that. See, this is tough because I'm looking at the Mons and I'm leaning towards Check based off Mons, but like actually looking into like how each one does against the other team, I'm leaning back towards you more, Slick. So
I'm putting my cart behind Slick, which might
I'm
be a death
gonna
sentence
do the same.
for Slick.
I think I'm doing the
gonna be
same.
the back to me now.
I think I'm gonna say yeah. I agree. I think
know-
I think Slick makes finals.
I went 0-4. We'll see if I can turn it around here, but otherwise I might be the death sentence. So,
Probably.
all right,
Yeah.
Zippy, break down you versus Blaze.
Me versus Blaze. Well, Vileplume needs to not get frozen. That's still #1 priority, but looking back at this, oh yeah, his team was also kind of annoying. Especially with the Diancie wants to set up, Komodo wants to set up, Volcarona wants to set up. He's got a Lele for raw damage. Ugh.
He has a Meltan.
He does have a Meltan.
That's
I have
true.
To be,
The
I
Meltan
have
is
to be,
still on his roster.
I have to be careful. He can Magna Pulse Skarmory.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I do think I like this matchup more than I did like the Savage matchup, so I'm feeling a little bit better. But I don't know. I don't want to reveal too much in case he
No,
listens in.
I'm not asking
Oh,
you
yeah,
to
definitely.
reveal
Well,
anything.
yeah.
I just wanted
But-
your like initial thoughts of you getting Blaze versus the potential that you could have had. So
What could I have had? Checkmate?
Yeah.
I would much so rather prefer this team to Checkmate's.
all right.
Like, Checkmate's team is scary.
Disgusting.
I'm glad I dodged him in the regular season. I'm hoping I don't have to face him in finals. Assuming I get there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm already looking at the two. I already have thoughts of what I'm going to be doing, but of course I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, Slick. Who you picking?
It's a tough one because I had my doubts about Blaze this season, and time again he's proven me wrong. Obviously beating Ian last week was a massive upset, and honestly I think his prep was the best out of everyone last week, like in the quarterfinals. However,
Uh-oh.
I do think, I think Zippy, I think you're going to take this because without trying to give anything away, I struggle to see how he breaks through your team, like through your wall core.
He just has setup.
Yeah, but
Which I will say, I can just say this because if he brings it, I'll be mildly expecting it. That's been a common theme I've noticed is people will just run sub setup against me because it's just like, oh, this mon can't break a sub. Here, sub, and I'm setting up and I'm sweeping now. That seems to be a common theme, so I'm like aware that that's a problem. And I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it.
yeah, for sure.
So if he runs sub Diancie, it's just like okay.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I want to put it out here. I have no disrespect for anybody when I pick people, but Zippy, I'm sorry, I'm picking Blaze.
That's fine. Both of you picked Savage
I-
last time, and look what happened.
Exactly. No, I'm going to disagree. I think now again, Blaze could prove me wrong again, which I wouldn't be
absolutely.
surprised. But Zippy, I think me and you are going to make finals.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling it.
I think
as
that,
I said before,
I'm thinking same.
As I said before the recording, if you two make finals, it's going to be really fun. You need to do the semifinals recap.
Yeah, we're like none of us are going to talk.
It's just it's
It's
gonna
like,
be like, so
hey,
what do
so what do you think about
so what do
this
you guys?
now? What do you
Yeah,
think
what are you
about
guys
now?
thinking about finals? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
It's
I
good-
think he'll win, by the way.
yeah, we're both just like it's gonna be a tough matchup for sure.
Yep,
And
so-
that's it. Like none of us will say anything else.
Just so what are you thinking about bringing?
Yeah, so Slick, what are you bringing?
That's
So Zippy, what are you?
Yeah, like
Guys, I can't record if you don't talk. Speak. So that's yeah.
I would love it if that were the case, but yeah, that's what I'm hoping. So I'm fingers crossed that's the
first
case.
though.
Oh yeah, of course I still have to get
Yeah,
there.
you two both have to win still to get there. So
Yeah.
Of course. Which I hopefully I'll have a better time doing this time round. I think I realized the meme about Vileplume got frozen in that game. That aside, I see what I did wrong, so now it's like I'll know not to do that in the future. I'm not going to say what, but yeah.
okay, so jumping into Alpha, which currently the final Alpha semifinals match is being played right now.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
is it? Okay.
Yes, so I'll be checking in and out on that as we go along, talking about
Gonna
Alpha. But
think.
Kevin versus I haven't seen the replays. Kevin versus Sandy. Sandy ended up winning. As much as it sucks for Kevin, we did kind of predict that.
I mean,
I think we can all agree that Sandy's promoting.
Oh God, yeah. No,
yeah.
Sandy's out of Alpha. Like I've already told Jake I'm taking Sandy out of Alpha next season. He's kicked out officially. Like he has just dominated this entire season.
Yeah, sure.
Like he is my bet to win the whole thing right now. I don't see him losing.
I think that's a fair bet. Yeah.
I personally think he will beat Axel. And I'm not really sure why it was Milk Drink on Kevin's Go-Go over Rest potentially, but I think if he was Rest...
probably just not wants to be asleep, probably.
Yeah. I think if he was Rest bulk up, that would have been maybe a chance for him to save it late game, but...
Yeah,
Sandy's Lapras is just such a devastating mon to try and deal with.
Yeah, it's actually annoying. It's so bulky as well.
Yeah, it got off to a bad foot. Or Kevin got off to a bad start, so...
Yeah, losing Scissor right away to a Heat Wave.
Yeah, not great.
Nikki, who we all wanted to win Cinderella story.
We all wanted him to win.
Unfortunately. And he had a chance late game. He had a chance, but it just unfortunately came back to get him. He was missing a move on Terrakion, and I think it was Stone Edge.
Oh, that's an important move on Terrakion.
If he had Stone Edge on Terrak, well, Savage helped him build, and, if he had it, he might have had a chance, but he played so well, played so hard with it, and I feel bad for him, but at the same time, he's got to feel good about it. Like, the first thing he sent to me after the match was, am I still going to move up into Gamma?
Oh.
I was like, I feel so bad. Like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
I could see him in Gamma, but...
Fight, didn't he?
I mean, he was in Gamma. He's been in what, quote-unquote, would have been the Gamma division every season except this season, because after he dropped out of Season 3, I moved him down. But he's always been up in Gamma for...
I think now he's so much better than he used to be.
Oh, between where he was in Season 3 to where he is now? Like,
yeah.
It's two different players.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he had this. I'm watching this in hyper fast because I know it was like a 60 or 70 turn.
60 years long.
Yeah, the Shadow Tag skill swap, that was really...
That was great tech.
That was great tech by Axel.
I think he knew as well that Nikki has thrives off of Gothitelle.
Oh, Nikki has 100% abused the living hell out of Gothitelle. Really, really has.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here comes Tarak. Oh, no, it was Scarf. That's what he didn't have. If he was Scarf Tarak, he would have won it if he was Scarf Tarak, but he wasn't Scarf Tarak, and Savage blamed himself for that, because at the end, they changed it right at the end off of Scarf Tarak.
No, see, whenever you do that, it never works out.
Yeah, Scarf Tarak, Stone Edge would have killed the Gyarados, Lele died on entry, and 2 Stone Edges probably would have taken out Umbreon. So, yeah, unfortunate, but, Nikki did fight super, super hard to get through that one. I have no idea what happened between Hanny and Ditto. This is my first time seeing this one, so...
Do you know who won?
No, Ditto lost. Hanny won.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm watching.
I remember. I think I blazed through that game. I don't remember watching that, to be honest. All I know is Hanny was really happy. She DM'd me afterwards, and she's like, "I can't believe I won that." It's like, "You got this, girl."
I'm just watching right now. Why would you? Okay, that was interesting.
Mega's
what?
Van.
No, going into Coco on Crook.
Yeah, I'm not
That
sure.
that was crazy.
Chukaberry?
Yeah,
Possibly
it was
Shuka,
Shuka.
yeah.
It was Shuka, and that's why I think Haney ended up winning off of just that. Boom burst. Yep. Okay, that was literally Hanny having balls the size of grapefruits to just send in Tapu Koko against Crocodile. That was just ballsy, and that I think is where this game ended. So, jeez, Hanny, big balls on that one. Okay, so Mace.
Exam was just so difficult for Ditto to deal with.
Yeah. Mace and Ice are currently tied at 5 apiece. So,
Oh, damn.
yeah. We're not going to...
We're not gonna watch this.
Yeah, we're not going to show you guys the end of this one, and the reason for that is with Mace being a new player, this being Mace's 13th ever career game, right?
12th because they took the forfeit against Kieran.
So 12th career game. They're still calcing, learning how to calc, adjusting in game. So their matches tend to go on a while, and just to save the time of not sitting here for potentially up to 45 minutes, because that's how long some matches have gone. You'll find out who wins this match on the semifinals recap. But thank you, Slick. Thank you, Zippy. Best of luck to both of you on your matches. I'd love to see you two both in finals at the same time. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not gonna pick favorites. So,
Yeah,
that's fair.
but good luck. I thank you guys for sitting here and recording. Thank you guys for
no
watching.
problem, man.
And
Absolutely.
we'll be back next week to break down the finals match. And then I'm getting rid of Slick and Zippy, and Jake will come back. No, I'm joking. Slick will actually be on for the season recap as well, because he'll be there for the future portion. We'll talk about the opening of Omega and kind of when we're looking at restarting for season 5 and all that good stuff. So, and Zippy's more than welcome to hang around and join in if he'd like. But
Yeah, for sure.
that's going to be it for quarterfinals. We'll see you guys for semis.
Bye.
Bye.